It's Flip the Switch Friday, and I'm here with one of my good friends, my brother, longtime close family member, Brandon Coleman. I'll give him an opportunity to introduce himself, but he's a powerful brother with a lot coming, and I'm excited to hear his story.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Brandon Coleman. I'm originally from Maryland, Prince George's County. I grew up in the area playing basketball and football. Went to Bishop McNamara rival high school to the purple Eagles. I ain't really gonna say no names or pointing the fingers, but you know how it go. But we still family now, so it's an opportunity for us to reconnect, and I'm happy to share with you guys today.
That's awesome, and Brandon talked about it, but we ended up growing up knowing each other without knowing each other.
Yeah.
We went to rival high schools, and out there it's a big thing. So I went to Gonzaga, he went to McNamara, so it's a huge rivalry. But even beyond that, our families were tied together. So my mother's a nurse, and at the time my mother was taking care of his grandmother, and he was coming to Rutgers, and I guess his family was meeting with my mother, and she was telling me, hey, my son goes to Rutgers and he plays football, and it was like, well, our son just committed to go out there.
It was kind of crazy how that all intertwined. God works in mysterious ways, but I was thankful that He put all of us together like that. It was something that was really special. It meant a lot to my family, to the things that my grandmother was dealing with, her Alzheimer's and everything. My parents, they just wanted the best care for her. And your mom, she showed nothing but love, and I can't thank y'all enough for that.
It's real. Brandon came out of school focused, humble, ready to work. We played football together, and I'll let him tell a little bit about his journey and the heights that he was able to reach.
Yeah, man, it was, I came in, I committed to Rutgers, but I started a little slow that freshman year, got redshirted. That was a humbling experience for me, but I didn't know that it was going to be something that was going to come full circle on the back end, so I'll get to that point a little bit later, but started off, got redshirted. That was a humbling experience when all three of my freshman roommates were true freshmen. You know what I'm saying? So all three of them are traveling that whole year, doing that whole thing. I'm the only one in the room left behind. And that kind of, I remember that was like, dang, why me? Doubting myself, my talents, my abilities, like questioning if I even want to do this anymore. Like, dang, I thought I was supposed to, you had all these expectations coming in from, you big name in high school, but now that don't count when you're on the Division I level. But I had to play the game and wait my turn, trust the process, be patient, and it ended up panning out because the next few years I started to really showcase my talents, and I was able to progress and get an opportunity to play in the National Football League, which is the highest level. So I said that brings full circle because I went undrafted. I was expecting to get drafted, trained to go to the combine, go to the pro days, and try to put up the best numbers, present the best case that I could. To not get drafted was another humbling experience. I felt like I let a lot of people down. I felt like I let myself down in school. I felt like I wanted to be in this category with the other receivers that got drafted from me. Kenny Britt, you know what I'm saying, Mohamed Sanu, Taquan, I felt like I didn't make that, that conversation now because I didn't get drafted. But I ended up sticking with the team, with the New Orleans Saints. But I was in a similar situation. I didn't make the 53-man roster. I was on the practice squad for the whole year, but little did I know that being redshirted is pretty much the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same thing. So I was already prepared mentally for how to address this the second time around on a different level. So that was a big advantage for me, and I think that was able to extend my career, which most guys really don't get to see that.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, your career, as far as me watching it at Rutgers, your hard work, your ethic, just the way you approach the game is like top notch. And even as you went into the league, you had a career that a lot of people, don't even have. Being able to string together some really good years and then show your importance to the team. Like, you were a pivotal piece to that team,
It was weird for me to really recognize the fact that I had contribution to the team because you know me, the type of player that I am. I'm all about the team. I've always been about the team. I was never about self-glorification or wanting to be the big shot name. It was just how can I help? You know what I'm saying? What role do I need to play? You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice for the greater good for us to achieve the goals we want as a team. Because you know what I'm saying? Everybody says if you want to go far, you need to go together.
True.
So that's a common quote, but it sounds cliche, but it means it holds weight, especially the values and principles that you learn playing this game over so many years. You understand that football is a team sport. You know, it takes all 11 guys on the field to make it happen, to be successful. You can't just, one player is just not going to cut it anymore. And it really just never has. So that was kind of my whole thing. So I really didn't understand my whole role. I was just doing what I was supposed to be doing my job. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't complaining. I wasn't, you know, but I have everybody else in my ear at home telling me like, man, they should be getting you the ball. They're not using you right. Like, you know what I'm saying? What are they doing? Meanwhile, I'm just like, that's energy that I don't really need to. Y'all messing me up because I'm focused on what I need to do, and you know, trying to help us, put us in a position to get what we ultimately reach out for every year, which is the Super Bowl. So I think that was it's been a challenge, but it's been an amazing opportunity thus far. You know, before I had a few injuries that kind of set me back and you know, had me rethinking, you know, going back and things like that. So other than that, man, it's been an amazing experience just to have the different teammates, you know, people like Drew Brees, people like, you know, Mark Ingram, Teron Armstead. It's been an amazing journey with those guys and create those relationships on and off the field and even in the community. That's another thing that I've been pretty big on, man, since, you know, even before high school, I was big into the community, and that carried over. You know, we had to do a lot of community service hours back in high school, just for credit and things like that. So that kind of culture was established and ingrained in us at a young age, and I'm glad that it was because it transferred over to when we was in college. And I would volunteer for Special Olympics. I would volunteer for other organizations and nonprofits that, you know, were around the area just to spend my time with. And then it's carried over when I went to New Orleans. Went down to New Orleans and was able to leave my mark in that community as well. So that was another positive experience.
Yeah, man, we're gonna talk more about your community because your community served you a huge pillar, not only in New Orleans but even back home. You know what I mean? A lot of people look up to you. But for someone who has reached that pinnacle, we all go to school, we all have these dreams of I want to go to the NFL, I want to play at the highest level, I want to get that big bag, go buy my mom's house and all that.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. To me, the NFL really wasn't a dream for me. I'm gonna be quite honest, bro. It was just something that I watched. You know, I've heard about it, and it was just okay. I think it was a blessing that I was able to reach this pinnacle. But I was, man, I can't wait to get there and wait to live this type of lifestyle. Like I was really just, you know, I was going through the motions for real, and then at each level, got to high school, I was like, all right, college coaches coming to give me a scholarship to go play football. I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going to college and play football for free. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, then I wasn't thinking about that. When I got here, I wasn't thinking about the NFL. I wasn't, bro. I was enjoying the ride. Like college, like I wasn't thinking future. I didn't think like that, bro. So then when the scouts started coming and saying that you got potential, and I see all my other teammates gonna get drafted, and I'm like, well, let me give it a shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me put my best foot forward. Let me, you know, do what I need to do, whether to stay out of trouble, you know, keep a clean record, you know what I'm saying? Just do the things that give myself an opportunity to reach it and see what happens. Got myself an opportunity, continue to let my work speak for itself on the field, you know, because you got to perform. It's a performance-based business. And just, I've been able to just, you know, gradually just go along with the process, but it was just been a blessing just to even make it this far because this wasn't the goal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what goal I had. It was just something that God gave me the talent, the gifts, and abilities to, you know, in a lot allowed me to stay focused and disciplined to have this opportunity, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't get it, you know, they talk about the numbers, they talk about, you know, how many college Division I athletes or college division athletes there are in general, and how many that percentage is like less than like 3% that make it to the next level. So, you know, to be in that little percentage group, that's, you know, that's a blessing.
Yeah, it
I don't
is.
take that for granted.
And we're gonna talk more about that because I think people don't realize, you know, what your true goal is, and I really want to get into that one because I think there's so much more to you. You know, and I think a lot of athletes look at, this is who I am, I play sports, this is who I am, but there's so much more to you, so much more to your purpose. And I think you're one of those people that are chasing your purpose, you're putting up the work behind it. But, you know, you reach this high level of success, right? And for me, you know, we played together, I thought I had my league dreams, and I did my workouts, I got callbacks, and I'm, you know, chasing what I thought was my purpose or what I thought was success. Then I kind of get to that point, and it doesn't happen. So then I had to redefine success in that moment. Okay, so this didn't work out, but what's going to be success for me? And then it became, I need to make a lot of money. That was success. I make a lot of money, I'm good. Then I started making a lot of money. And then there was still that void, that pit. And I was like, what is this feeling? What is going on? I don't know. Like, I'm doing everything I said I need to be doing. I'm accomplishing a lot, but I don't feel fulfilled. And that's where, you know, I had to take some time back and really think, like really look into who I am and be emotionally intelligent, be vulnerable, like, hey, look, this is what's going on.
That's something that's very uncomfortable. Something that's very uncomfortable. When you start to get vulnerable with yourself.
Man, I didn't know what was happening. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna see what God has.
That's an emotional roller coaster.
And, you know, it brought me to tears sometimes, and, you know, I'm talking about crying, all this other stuff. But, you know, it took me down this road to where I am now, where I feel more fulfilled doing stuff that don't have nothing to do with how I used to define success. So, just asking you, like, you know, you reach this high pinnacle, you reach this success, you know.
Of what is the success of what is portrayed.
What is portrayed. So, you know, just if you could talk more about like what is portrayed to be, and if that's what success was for you, or did you feel that void, like there's something else that God, maybe this is a platform to put me somewhere else?
It wasn't until later on in my career, probably like year 3, and I say later on, but you know, in the NFL, that's a long career.
That's a full
career, so don't get it twisted. But it wasn't until I got, you know, a little more games under my belt that I realized that, damn, this is really a platform for me, you know what I'm saying, for whatever is next. I don't know what it might be at this point, but this really is just building me a platform to where when I do go back home, or not, if I do stay in New Orleans or whatever other team, city I go to, now I have a brand, you know what I'm saying, now I have to capitalize on that brand and able to, use it to my advantage. So whether it's, business and giving back into the community, it's a lot of different things that you can start to venture into just by having this national platform. And a lot of people don't get that coming straight out of college with their first job.
That's true. You know what I'm saying? You just at the bottom, that's where you stay. You come right your way up.
Right. So I really literally had to work my way up on the practice squad the whole year, first year, and then try to remake the team again the next year. And it was really on edge every training camp. It's like nothing is guaranteed, because this is a business that has a turnover ratio like
crazy,
like none other. And it's it can be discouraging at times when you see you go out to practice one day and then you come back in and the guy locker next to you is already cleaned out. It's just like, whew.
Could have been me.
That was a close one. Like, man, I thought I got caught by the Reaper. I thought that one day, bro, I'll never forget. One day I came in, and this was still my second year, so I'm really not established yet. So it wasn't nothing for them to move my locker, you know what I'm saying, without telling me. You know what I'm saying? So we in the middle of the season, they started bringing other guys due to injuries and things like that. So they brought in a veteran. So I come in early in that morning before meetings and stuff, trying to get my lift in, regular routine.
When I come in, go to the left, that's my locker is, boom, I was like, man, that's not my stuff. That's not my number up here, my name. Oh no, this is panic. I really started panic, but I'm trying to keep it cool. I'm looking around the locker room, there, not a lot of people there yet, so I'm like, alright, let me go find the equipment manager. Like, yo, what's up, man? Y'all know anything about my stuff?
Hey, Doug, what's good? Tell me something.
I didn't know if it was gonna go down like this. I thought I was gonna get a call or something. Nah, they was like, we just had to move it over here because, somebody else came in, we had to double you up with somebody out there.
Thank God, I take that.
I'll take that, you know what I'm saying? That's better than not, yeah. So that was a realistic moment because you never know. I always was on edge and that was so stressful because I really didn't know how to process that because that's not something you're used to. You know what I'm saying? You have a job, people most of the time think you got security with it. Nah, like not in my position. I was on the bottom of the totem pole for a long time, so it was like I really had to work my way. So in the beginning, it's like it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be you don't know when. So it's like even if you make it to like 53-man roster, that's not it. That doesn't secure you for the whole season just for making it through training camp. That was a big misconception. You know what I'm saying? Like
At any
time, I really saw guys like make that 53-man roster, and then after week 2, it's like, yeah, you're cut.
Jesus. Like, what? I just bought a crib.
What?
Like,
you know what I'm saying? That was so stressful. And I was just like, yo, how?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How does this part of this group of guys, how do they survive? Because if you don't have a guaranteed contract, you know what I'm saying, 3-4 years, you know what I'm saying, then how do you have that, sense of security?
Yeah, that would be alright.
That I'm gonna be okay. Like, you just can't ship me out of here tomorrow. And I just got everything down here. I got my family coming down there for the game this weekend. Like, now what I'm supposed to tell them? it could be so much stuff, bro. But it's a lot of things that I experienced that was, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, man. And, that experience is setting you up for what you're about to do. And it's not just only still in football, but what you're about to do outside of that.
Yes.
And I think for me, it got to a point where God started to reveal what my purpose was. What I think to be my purpose is now, because it's going to change and continue to grow.
Yeah.
And I got to give credit to my homie. He told me, it was like, I was telling him, like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And he was like, yo, just do it.
Yeah.
I'm second guessing myself, I want to be perfect.
It's a big difference between just having these ideas
and putting them out
there,
putting action behind them.
Because it's a leap of faith. It's scary, you know what I'm saying? Because it's that uncomfortable zone that you just unsure. Like, man, what the possibilities? You start, that self-doubt starts creeping in. Like, man,
it's like self-doubt is, and you realize, I realize more that I do care about what other people think. Because before I was like, man, I don't care about anything.
But you're saying that because, you know what I'm saying, that's
that insecurity. When you start to dive deeper into your emotions, you start to dive deeper into who you are, and you realize these things. So God was revealing all these things, and then God revealed to me, and just as far as I got a whole process that I was doing where, I was meditating, just spending time spiritually with myself.
That's big.
Reading, doing a lot of stuff, just like in a certain space, and that's where all this came from. So I walked out there, no phone, nothing, just separating myself from the world, which I call unplugging.
Yeah.
So I unplugged from the world, and I'm out this place, and I'm talking to God, I'm praying out loud, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm reading, I'm stretching, I'm doing all these different things, and I'm writing, and I'm just like, okay. Once that was done, I was like, God, reveal this to me. Like, whatever you want me to do, reveal it to me, so I can get to
intentional.
It's intentional.
Yeah.
And I'm walking home, and 3 things popped in my head. And that's where I got to engage in power and courage.
Wow.
God was like, I got you here to engage with people. I want you to empower the people around you to be the best them, and I want you to encourage other people.
Man.
And it was so clear. It was like, whoa, it was so clear. And then when I got home, I started chasing that. I'm telling my homie, I'm like, yo, I want to do this. I want to do this. He's like, yo, just do it. Make 3 videos. I'm like, all right. So I make the 3 videos. I don't know what I'm doing. First video sucked, they all suck, but I'm just talking, I'm just
Right.
going, hit the go button.
But it's content.
It's content.
It's content.
And it's relatable and it's relevant and there's so many other people that can connect with it.
It's genuine.
That's what it was.
It's genuine.
Because honestly, every message that I put out there, 110% is what I tell myself every day.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff I tell myself to align my actions, to know, to fight self-doubt and fear and all the different things. But then, you know, you start playing around with them talking and I just happen to say, like, let's flip the switch, let's flip the switch today. And I'm like, all right. And people are like, no, I like that. I like that. I'm like, okay, so what does this truly mean to me? And that flipping the switch was me spending that time unplugging from the world. Now it's different for everybody else. And I know you said that you could connect with it.
Listen, it's just funny to hear you bring up all these things because I feel like I walked down that same path. I had moments. I had an actual moment last summer getting ready for a training camp last year where I had one last weekend free before training camp and I just unplugged. I went on a self-retreat, got a little cabin and, you know, turned the phone off, all that just by myself and went for, you know, 2 days basically just to kind of just do the meditation, talk to God, write in my journal, and just experience God's nature and just act. I was very intentional with my words, asking for simplified messages, you know what I'm saying? Simplify, I need clear, make it clear as day, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to decode all this God, just make it clear, simplified messages. That's how you wired me to receive it. So just spell it out. So it was funny that I asked like weeks in advance, I had set this trip up. I had asked for God to show up, you know, but meet me at that cabin, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying, I need you, you know what I'm saying?
That's the time.
I need you, so meet me here. This is where I'm gonna be. Like he don't even know that that's where I'm supposed to be. Like he hasn't already got that figured out. But I saw a billboard on the way there, and it said Jesus in all caps. And I was like, wow, we almost here now. So that tells me he here.
Yeah, right there.
He there. So that was powerful, and that changed the whole course of how that whole weekend went for me. And it was something that was like, it was very inspirational, and it was a pivotal point for me in changing my whole mindset, understanding what my purpose is now, and just moving forward from there.
Okay. That's dope. That's
It was
crazy.
a great experience. It's something I need to do more often.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I realized. Like, man, I need to start incorporating this more often and taking time for self. You know what I'm saying? Taking time to love myself, get to know myself. Because before you can love anybody else, how can you do that if you don't even love yourself or know yourself to even, you know, to have that capability to do that? So it's more about spending time with yourself and understanding who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and finding these different things out about yourself so you can grow and tap into the potential that, you know, he has blessed you with.
Dope, man. So I'll ask you straight up, like, what does flipping the switch mean to you? Like, how are you flipping the switch in your life?
Flipping the switch, when I started hearing you say it or watching your videos and the whole 3 E's message really stuck with me, you know what I'm saying? So flip the switch for me really means just understanding how to turn off what is perceived of you and to tap into what you're really into.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that really is the best way for me to kind of summarize that.
That's dope, man. And it's 100% like it's that time where you just separate yourself and you focus on whatever you want to do. You know, you focus on your goals.
Yeah.
A lot of times you building other people's dreams.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you making other people's dreams more
And
sustainable.
you don't even realize that you're just in the motions, you know what I'm saying? I got caught up in that. Football is a daily routine. You do the same thing every Wednesday, you do the same thing every Thursday.
Eat the same thing.
Eat the same thing. Like you do this, everything is routine. So when that routine stops, or for whatever reason, now you like, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? And that's when that flip the switch concept, like, oh man, you gotta figure something else out, because we're taught to keep pushing. We fall down, we're taught to get back up, you know what I'm saying? So those are some of the things that kind of kept me going, kept me motivated to, you know, like I can't just sit on my butt, you know what I'm saying? And the whole woe is me attitude, like, yeah, that's only going that's the only people who are gonna listen to that for so long. You know what I'm saying? You keep complaining, like everybody else got stuff going on too. You know what I'm saying? Just because they didn't, but you don't see them complaining, but they keep it going, they keep it pushing. That's the mindset that you develop, and you process it, learn from it, and keep moving. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to dwell on it because that drains your energy. That drains. You know what I'm saying? The time, you're wasting time to go into that pivot to that next thing. You know what I'm saying? Just learn from it, keep it pushing. It's not a loss, it's a learning.
It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
You know, everything's a lesson.
Yes.
You know, even in that failure.
Even in the
and
failure.
now it's to a point where I'm trying to chase failure.
Mhm.
If I can get to that point where I'm failing, that means I done did a lot of things
Yeah.
right. And it's about to be a growth experience after that failure.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I know you've been flipping the switch, you've been spending that time with yourself and really diving into what you want to do. I don't know if you want to share a little bit about what your plans are.
Yeah, man, I was able to tap into what some of my purpose was on that retreat, and it was really able to show me that community really was something that was heavy in my heart. Giving back, giving back to the community. So I wanted to find out a way that I wanted to find out a way to tap into this whole entrepreneurship thing and just explore that, because honestly, a lot of what Kevin Durant is doing, what LeBron James is doing, is kind of putting a blueprint out there for athletes, African Americans, and everybody, that we're capable of doing much more for utilizing our platforms to tap into these different ventures and what interests them. And so I was basically kind of using that as motivation to figuring out what I want to do now, because there's nothing stopping me from doing it. Like, nothing was stopping you from just doing it and just doing it.
Myself.
Yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you had the pat on the back to help you, but it was like, so for me, it was like I'm trying to find a way to bridge the gap between grooming and grounding for men of our generation, of our culture. And by opening up a gentleman's grooming lounge. That concept is not foreign. It's something that is it's already out there right now, but I feel like I have a place to put my own little spin on it. In the first place, I'm gonna set up shop is going to be in Maryland, so I'm excited about that. That's one of my big projects right now that I've had. It's been underway, and I'm excited to bring that into fruition. So hopefully this year.
That's dope, man. That make my heart happy.
It's been exciting. It's been an exciting journey, just going through the process. This is all new to me, but it's definitely. I've had a lot of downtime, so to read and do research and to figure out like the details and try to iron out the logistics and things like that. And it's been a great ride so far, but we're not even close. You know what I'm saying? We're not even close. So it's like you got a big vision, big picture. Now you gotta, bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? It's not as easy as just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta actually put the work in.
Yeah, that's honest, man.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm super happy for you. I'm excited about what's to come.
Yeah, man.